Welcome once more, people of Biafra. You will recall that 4 persons were arrested linking to Simon Ekpa, and they claimed that the persons were sponsors of Simon Ekpa and his group in Biafra land, of which they claimed that reports came that Simon Ekpa is in charge of a terrorist organization or is linked to terrorist activities in Nigeria. Now, recently we received a message that the 4 persons have been completely, exonerated from any crime whatsoever. They have been exonerated completely from any crime whatsoever, and as such, all their belongings were returned to them. The 4 of them, all their belongings have been returned to them, and also their bank account has been unfrozen and released to them. This is the information we are receiving currently, and then definitely as they have been released and freed completely, it is only pertinent for the Finnish government to pay them for damages. So hopefully they will be paid for damages and time spent in prison, because they are free of any charges leveled against them. So everything that belongs to them will be returned back to them, their jobs and all, and then some compensation will be paid to them for time wasted. And so that's the information we are getting currently from Finland in respect of the case of Master Simon Ekpa. We also want to inform our people to disabuse their minds from whatever rubbish news that they are hearing from the Nigerian media. We know that they have been hearing so many things about Simon Ekpa being convicted of whatever crime. It is not true. It is all false. Just as these 4 persons have been completely released and freed completely, so Simon Ekpa would also be released and freed completely. The Finnish authorities are also going through their own, system of checks to ensure that everything that is being said against Simon Ekpa is true. And those that have been confirmed lies, they have all documents to back that up. So we are hoping that very soon, just as these ones have been released, Simon Ekpa also will be completely free of all charges, because all he is doing is to defend his people, is to ensure that his people are not being buyed unnecessarily. So that is all that Simon Ekpa is doing, and we stand solidly behind him. If you look at the Nigerian state currently, you will discover that a lot of nonsense is going on, a lot of injustices, a lot of evil is going on in the country. Look at Boko Haram taking over 4 military barracks in 24 hours. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? That a non-state actor will take over the military facility of a state actor, over 4 military facilities in the space of 24 hours, without the help of that same government. It is people in the government of Nigeria who are sponsoring this Boko Haram and are supporting them to take over the nation. That is what they want to do. And the PM Simon Ekpa is there to ensure that the youths and the owners of the Biafra territory stand up and fight and defend their land. That is all that the PM has done. Self-defense. Self-defense. And it is never a crime anywhere. Somebody cannot come to your house with a gun to take over your house and your belongings, and then you are challenging that person with a machete. It is not possible. You will be decimated in just a second. And that is why when these Fulanis and their headers are coming with guns, AK-47s and machine guns, the PM had to also try as much as possible to rally around the Biafran people, tell them the importance of, building an army for themselves to defend themselves and their land and their properties. And that message got to the Biafran people, and they rallied around the PM, brought out money, supported him, and financed the military of Biafra to ensure that the people of Biafra are secured from these Boko Haram threats, from the Fulani headers threats. That is exactly what is happening. There's no big deal about it. There's no rocket science about it. This is just a simple explanation of what the PM is doing and what the Biafran people all over the world are doing to ensure that their people back home are secured and protected. Look at every other place. Look at the North, taking over completely. And currently, the United Kingdom has advised their people against going to Nigeria because the times are very, very precarious. And so, why would you know that the Nigerian state is in a dangerous situation, and then you don't want the innocent peoples of indigenous peoples of various areas to be able to defend themselves? How do you want them to survive if they cannot fund themselves and defend themselves in times like this? Priests protested. So many people protested against this invasion, this incursion by the Fulanis. So why are you arresting a man who is only there propagating the truth to the people of Biafra, telling the people of Biafra that they need to rise up and build an army to defend their land, which they have done? That is the only thing that PM Simon Ekpa did. There is nothing else Simon Ekpa did. Simon Ekpa is not funding the military by himself. It is the people of Biafra, the owners of the Biafra land, that have come together to, build an army to defend their land. And that is why they also came together, to do their own self-referendum to ensure that they give legitimacy to the Biafra Republic government in exile, to ensure that they are able to perform these duties as a government. While defending themselves, certain things be put in place as a government. That is why they came together, rallied around together to ensure that this government is supported and the world understands that the people of Biafra has come together to give their mandate to the Biafra Republic government in exile. That is the essence of the self-referendum that was conducted. Some people do not understand what is happening. When we tell you that the Biafra Republic government in exile is the right vehicle to push for the total liberation of the United States of Biafra, some people do not understand the logic. You did a referendum under Biafra Republic government in exile, and then you gave the mandate of that referendum to Biafra Republic government in exile as a vehicle to ensure that the United States of Biafra is liberated. Now, that liberation is not by mouth, it's not by utterance, it's not by just written words. That mandate you gave is for the liberation to take place fully on land in Biafra land. And then some things need to be put in place to ensure that that liberation is complete in Biafra land, which is what the Biafra Republic government in exile is saddled with. The responsibility the Biafra Republic government in exile is saddled with is to ensure that the full liberation of Biafra, United States of Biafra, in Biafra land is established. And so you have registered the Biafra Republic government in exile in numerous countries around the globe. What is the essence of registering Biafra Republic government in exile? Is to ensure that this Biafra Republic government in exile meets with different governments of the world to ensure that they see reasons to accept that a nation called the United States of Biafra in Biafra land is fully autonomous and completely free from whatever and can function on their own. And that duty is not complete because we need the support and the recognition of various world powers. And then we can now push for total liberation of the United States of Biafra in Biafra land. When that is done, the Biafra Republic government in exile will now be, dissolved. And then all the offices around the world will now serve as embassy of the United States of Biafra. They will now serve as embassy of the United States of Biafra. But you are collapsing the Biafra Republic government in exile, whereas the states in Biafra land is not being achieved. The state is still under the occupation of the Nigerian government. That is not the vision, mission of Simon Ekpa and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So you must open your eyes and see these things and understand the truth therein, our people of Biafra. It is pertinent that you keep your heads down and then you continue to pray for the PM, because we believe certainly that soon and very soon he also will be free from all captivity. Thank you for listening. This is Biafra First.